Would you live to 1,000 years old? What if you were Utopia? Solar punk living is mainstream in a post-sustainable world, and you could even have a family that's living light years away. With current trends, are we leading towards a dystopia? And how can we make sure this tech doesn't lead us down the wrong path? There's a concept going around where your lifespan can reach escape velocity. Just drink a potion and become young again. There's actually someone working on this potion. It's the elixir of youth. The research goes by the name of Dr. Sinclair, working on a legit potion as we speak. If you want to get deeper in the weeds, there's even a concept of a new religion forming called Just Don't Die. The words seem a little bit negative, but I like the idea of keeping the planet alive. So why does this matter? Most days we're gonna get up, work on some projects, go to sleep, and repeat. But what if we could break this system and go beyond our current lifestyle and create a way where we can do whatever we want, whenever we want, and how we want to do it every day? So I did some research on utopias and found a man that goes by the name of Rutger Bregman. He's the author for Utopia for Realists, and I found some of his core concepts really interesting. So the core problem is that there's a huge disconnect between the poor, the middle class, and the rich. This is something that could be solved if we have greater lifespans to solve the actual problem. So right now, poverty only allows people to live paycheck to paycheck. But what if everyone had the opportunity to pursue whatever they're passionate about? Let's look at the United States, for example. In the US, there are 5 empty houses for each one person that needs a place to live. And when there's homeless people, poor and hurting, we're hurting as a community, which is not good because at the end of the day, we're all connected. So I did some digging to see how this affects humanity at a larger scale. All that really matters right now is profit. And sometimes that leads to marvelous contributions, and sometimes it leads to decay. The point I'm trying to make is that most jobs currently are pursuing profit rather than just trying to foster prosperity. But as we face unemployment, climate change, and wars, I feel like as a world, we need a new metric. Something like an array of indicators that make life worthwhile. Money and growth, obviously, but community service, knowledge, jobs, and social cohesion. And of course, the scarcest good of all, time to follow passions. Similar to how I described in the beginning of the video, the elixir of youth could help. Among the country's brightest minds, we went from engineers and teachers to bankers and accountants. And the upshot is that we've all gotten poorer. For every dollar a bank earns, 60 cents elsewhere is destroyed in the economic process. On the other hand, for every dollar a researcher makes, the value refunds itself and often creates more value. But now that we're richer in the world than ever before, it's time to give everyone that universal basic income to progress the next step in humanity. I mean, the wealth belongs to all of us, and a basic income allows us to share it. It's the foundation of utopia. We're talking that the top 8 people in the world own half of the world's wealth. And to solve this, the difficulty doesn't lie in new ideas. The difficulty is escaping the old ones. If we escape old ideas, for example, get a government that represents all of us, we could create this utopia in an ideal world. Pretty much everyone can come to this consensus that a utopia would be better to live in. If you're wondering how utopia can start, it really starts with education. If we ask ourselves what we want our future to be about and start educating ourselves to lead towards that future, we could then devise a system where everyone benefits from the second machine age. A system that compensates losers as well as winners. Current projects that are leading these ideas are solar punk living and then also nuclear fusion. There's sustainable cities, there's space exploration, and there's AI that could all start to create this system of utopia towards a type 2 or type 3 civilization. Now, a future utopia won't come easy. There are a lot of problems in the world that need to be solved. If you're a teacher, educate with enthusiasm. If you're an engineer, speak up for those innovations that you're passionate about. If you're a lawyer, advocate for those cases that will shape the world for the better. Think about how we could live similar to the Romanticism era, where living was worthwhile. Peace and creativity everywhere. A sense of wonder, a sense of freedom. It's time to be a beacon of hope, energy, new ideas, and imagine a world with post-sustainable efforts, space exploration, and even technologies that we can't even imagine. If you want me to cover any of those topics in detail, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely cover that in the next one.